Hello, welcome back. This is part 2 or 3. I'm not exactly sure what part this is because we're filming all at once. But this video will be about actually taking the motor apart. And as you can see, we have gotten it off of the frame, which is over there. And now we are ready. What are you going to do, something moto?
First off, we're going to take off the side cover up here at the front so we can see what we're dealing with, as in the timing chain and whatnot. Once you pull that off, you're going to have a gasket right there, which I've already scraped off.
Be around the ring.
It'll be around the ring there, yes.
Can you explain again the nail polish thing for,
I guess you need nail polish.
He's out of nail polish.
Actually, I still have some. It's just in my room. I'll go grab it. Basically, what you want to do is you want to find... A lot of people use...
She's a drag queen.
Yes, I am. A lot of people like to use the lumps on the... you always want to keep your cam timed up, pretty much. A lot of people use these lines here. I already have a couple right there for the dimple right here on the... Or the timing chain gear, I'm sorry. And then I also have a line right here from when we did it last of this indentation right here with this line, so it basically shows where we need to have it timed up with when we get it all put back together. The nail polish on this bolt right here, on this gear, and on this on the rod for the cam itself is there, so I know where the timing gear needs to be on the crank or the cam. That way, once we take it off and put it back on, it will be set up right. And these two bolts are the same, and this one's offset, so that also shows me where this third one should be. That way, when you put it all back together, your timing will be exactly the way it was when you took it apart, which is where you want it. You don't want to mess with your timing, because if you have your timing any off, it will blow your engine in a heartbeat. So
you couldn't even get it to start.
Or you can't even get it to start. I'm pretty sure that was a problem of yours, wasn't it? It was off by it too?
Oh, well, the timing was off because the magneto right here was hanging, so it was like off.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, I actually had this piece hung on the phone for a while.
That's true.
Okay, looks like I am needed. I'll hold this down.
We're just using this metal pipe right here this aluminum pipe right here just to hold up the top end so we can get a little better view of it. Basically, all you gotta do is loosen all 3 of these. 4 of these, I'm sorry. Brain dead today. We were huffing gas fumes a minute ago from taking the carb off.
Well, there go 2 of them.
Chunk all your nuts on the floor because you don't need them.
You want this?
I don't know where the other nut went, so we're gonna put it where the nuts at. Oh, thank you. I didn't know you picked it up.
Fool didn't know it was in my hand the whole time.
Psycho Cruiser here. Have you guys ever checked out Psycho Cruiser? I suggest checking him out. We don't know if he's white or black or what, but we're assuming black. But he's pretty entertaining.
Well, at least the first 10 seconds.
Because he goes, here's Psycho Cruiser. He's talking to you about the GSXI 1500 with the extended swing on it and stretch all the way to Philly.
East Philly.
East Philly.
Where that Quan is.
We're talking uptown. You know what I'm saying, homie?
Past the liquor store.
Past the liquor store on the left, son.
Those chrome rims.
Next, we'll be taking this off right here. This is one of your other nuts that are going to hold your top end down. Or it's a bolt technically, but you know.
Is there not another one on the other side? I don't remember.
Not on this type of bike.
Okay, so there's just one on the left side if you're looking top down of the motor, which I'll show you the hole once he finishes getting out. See,
there we go.
Shadow's in the way, but you can kind of see the hole right there where it went. Then in theory, all that should come off now, right? But you still got to take the timing gear off and mark it.
We gotta make sure. Just use a grease rag to wipe off all the excess grease and lubricants that are on your timing gear right here so you can get a nice dry substance to ride on. And on your timing gear, just make sure that's all clean and whatnot, or semi-clean. Now what you're going to want to do is find top dead center, or it doesn't even have to be top dead center, you just don't want it on one of your cam lobes. As long as it's not on a cam lobe, and that cam lobe is where you're going to feel tension, like there. As long as it's in between tension there and tension there, it can be at any point. I preferred it to be right here just because one of your previous lines on your magneto.
One of the tensions?
Yeah, right in between both exhaust and intake port. right in between. Reason being, your lines will line up with the notch already, and just to make it a little better, make sure your dimple up here is lined up. Put a dash right there with a Sharpie. Put a dash on your block right there where you're gonna have it to line up.
All right.
Put a dash right here on your magneto. Put a dash right here on your block, so you know that when your magneto is lined up with here and your timing gear is lined up with here, both your cam and your magneto are in the same spot. Therefore, your crank's in the same spot as your cam, and then your bike will still have the timing set up just the same way.
It's timed the same way as it was.
Yeah.
So, since he can be kind of confusing, you want those at the end. You want to make sure everything lines up. You don't want this to be over there when you put it back on, and you want to make sure the gear lines up with the mark on the block. You don't want to put the gear on backwards, but since you've got a Sharpie mark and the cam marked with the specified bolt, that really shouldn't be a problem. It's a lot easier done than said. As long as you follow the steps, you'll be fine. And if I didn't say this, I'll probably crop this into the beginning of the video. Replacing the piston rings as well as the piston gaskets. This is all stuff that stops common problems in your bike, like smoking, lack of compression. What are some of the other things?
Lack of compression, no power band at all.
Yeah, so if your bike is noticeably shit now, then it could be the rings, as well as some of the other problems.
We're gonna take the Sharpie again real quick, just to make the nail polish stand out just a little bit more. We're gonna put a line right there and right there, so we know that this one goes there. As long as you keep this in mind, you should be good. And these are only barely wrench tight. You can just undo them with the wrench and then pull them off with your fingers. They're just get over the lump, and then luckily, as long as your motor doesn't have rust in it and you had no water in your block, they should come off freely.
You saw earlier, if you watched some of the previous videos, that the oil was pretty much filled with water. Not that we're advertising you should abandon your bike like that, but these things can actually be somewhat durable, I guess. Durable is not really the word, but you won't have too many problems.
Set these right here. This should be good. Alright. Now to just get your cam off, all you gotta do is, well, first off, my Sharpie marks started to go away just a little bit. As you can tell, I rubbed them with my fingers. We're just gonna redo those real quick, because we only missed this one and this one right here. That one was already previously dry from the last time we built this bike. Now we're just gonna take a screwdriver, put it in one of your holes lightly, and just pull your timing gear off, just quite lightly. If I could move the camera real quick. There we go. And now that it's off, we're good. Now you can just break off your top end. When you break off your top end, there's going to be a lump somewhere on your, well, you can use the fletchings right here and just lightly, ever so lightly, just start to peel away. See, as it starts to come loose, your gaskets are letting go. It also helps that when you rebuild your bike, you're going to use new gaskets, because these old ones are going to be trashed once you peel it off. As you can tell, I'm getting it to let go.
Basically, gray top power motor is moving from the bottom part. If I can hold the motor while filming, will probably help.
Yeah, that would.
See it moving?
There it goes. It let go. All the gaskets are starting to rip.
See that? Those things aren't reusable. This is trash.
You're going to have washers right here at the same time that you're going to want to keep, that are going to be on top of your nuts.
They were right there at the end. I don't think we noticed them when.
Forgot to tell you that.
See the gasket.
And then now you can peel away, and then you can just let your timing cam or your timing chain gear
fall.
Just fall off, and now you have your top end. And as you can see, all this old gaskets right here, we're going to scrape all that off, and we'll be good.
Are you going to clean the valves?
The valves are pretty dirty. We'll go ahead and clean those off. All you really got to do is take a light piece of sandpaper to them. But for now, your top end can be set to the side. You don't need it anymore for the moment.
Make sure not to get any gasket junk inside the timing chain area.
Right there.
You can see, yeah, like he said, you move that, it moves. Yeah, just don't get gasket junk in there. Kind of defeats the purpose of giving it a good cleaning.
We're gonna go ahead and break this
8
free.
and 10.
And 8, 10, and 9. 9 will be your timing gear.
So 8 is the nuts.
No, 10 nuts, 8 or 9 timing gear.
10 were nuts.
10 right here.
9 timing.
I got the 8 over here because just in case we need it. 8 is gonna be these right here. These kind of nuts, if you ever need to take those off. And you just break this one free. This one's just to keep your timing gear from rolling back into your block.
Alright, well, all the parts of the motor block have been scraped of their gasket sealer and the gaskets removed. Now Zach is going to put the rings on the piston. He also put one of the C-clips on the ends, and he's going to put it on, what do you call this?
The rod.
The
put
rod.
the piston on the rod.
Put the piston on the rod, but he's going to do that after he puts the rings on. I guess easier.
Yes. All right. On the rings, you need to remember you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're going to have 5 rings. Basically, you got 2 flats, or you have 4 flats. 2 of the flats are thin, 2 of the flats are thick, and then you're going to have 1 crinkle. What you do, if you look over here, take one of your thin flats, put it on, and just lightly put it on, because you don't want to snap these, because they're very, well, they're not that hard to get, honestly. You can order new ones if you snap them, but it will take a while.
$1.
Like, I bought this piston ring and assembly for, I believe, $4 on Amazon. For a 110, you can rebuild them for roughly around $20-30 if you have all this stuff at your house to do it. Well, basically, all you got to do is you start off, you got 1 large gap right here with circles in it. These circles are for oil fill from the bottom. You got 2 thin ones. Basically, what you're going to need to do is you put a thin, you put your crinkle, you put another thin on the bottom one, and then the next 2 thick ones, you're going to have both your thick ones. I just put 1 thin one on. All you got to do is go to your crinkle next, and you start to put your crinkle on.
And this is all on the bottom with the circles.
This is on the bottom.
The holes.
If you look right here,
Can you see?
I'm going to get myself into the light right quick. And you want your ring holes to be, or your ring gaps where the rings are cut so you can put them on. You need those to be offset. So you don't want this gap matching up with the gap on your other one, or else you're kind of going to be screwed.
Because the ring doesn't go all the way around.
No.
So there will be a gap there.
As you can see the gap on that one. Right there.
We are back, and something Moto is going to put the piston on the rod and do other stuff.
We got all the rings on, as you can tell, thick, thin, crinkle, and then thin again.
Hold on, can you flip it the other way because it'll be upside down, it'll confuse people.
Starting with number 1 piston ring, you got thick. Number 2, you got thick. Number 3, you got thin. Number 4, you got crinkle, and number 5, you got thin. So the 2 thins are protecting the crinkle on the bottom lower half, and then the 2 thicks are going to be on top.
Alright, he's lubed up the piston and the, whatchamacallit thing. He's gonna shove it in and lube the outside of it. Do you lube the rings as well?
No. I leave the rings alone. They're going to press up, and when they press in, they're going to lube up the inside, and it'll be fun. First, we're going to go ahead and stick this on. It's going to say IN. Whether that means...
Hold on. In. Yeah.
Well, that means nobody knows what that means. They just put that side up. It's China. That literally is probably somebody's name.
No, that would be Ing.
Hing. Now just take your rod and push it through your rod. There's going to be 2 holes. They're going to match up right like that. So your piston's going to float like that.
Match the piston with the rod.
Yes.
Not that hard.
Gotcha. And then you're going to take your clip, which is like this.
Where's the clip?
You want to look? You're going to put your pliers on it like this.
On the little,
And you're going to, on the little handle.
yeah.
You're going to take it. You're going to put it like that. It's going to hit a groove, and when it hits that groove, it's going to stay in. And you're going to hear it click. Now it's in the groove. Spin it one good time, make sure it's in the groove. So you know it's in there and it's not going to come off when you're riding. Because if that comes off in the ride, the rod will come out. And if the rod comes out, it's going to destroy your motor.
Might be in the market for a new bike.
So, now that that's all together, you can go ahead and grab your new gasket.
Well, essentially you're going to put gasket sealer on both sides of the gasket.
Both sides of the gasket, you're going to stick it on. And you're going to have 2 gaskets you're going to use on this.
Yeah, show them the gaskets that we'll use. And the red and black one goes on the...
Red and black is on bottom.
Let's build it up beside it so we can show them, you know?
What do you mean?
Where'd my piece go? The one that I cleaned with the razor blade. Oh. So the red one,
The red is going to go right here, like so. It's going to go on like that. And the red's going to go on first.
did you hear that cat?
Yes. It's going to go on like that. You're going to have, but you're going to gasket maker. It's for, on this pit bike, it should be fine, or it will be fine. It's good up until 500 degrees Fahrenheit.
So which one goes on after this gasket and the sealer?
You have this part right here, which is your mid top end, I guess you can call it if you would like. And it's going to go on like so. You're going to slide it on. You're going to compress your rings with your fingers. You're going to push in. But you're going to lube the inside of this when you do, or before you do it.
Make sure to lube the inside.
Yes. And then you're going to put your secondary gasket, which is going to go on like so. It's going to have that on there. And put gasket sealer on both sides of that. And then after that, then you're going to put on your top end, which is what contains your valves. And then
After it's cleaned, of course.
After you clean it, of course. And then after that, you just reassemble your bike like you took it apart.
Yep.
You'll be good.
All right, guys. Thank you for watching my video series on rebuilding the pit bike. I noticed. I hope you guys really get some help out of this video. And as always, if you want to see the kind of pit dirt bike adventures, just like, comment, subscribe. Goodbye.